everybody, and welcome to another presentation of the OSCA 2024B Weekend Woodsman Series here on 3 Wide Television. This is the Hugger Oranges 135. This is going to be a great evening here at Chicagoland. A awesome track, 1.5 mile track. Right now the air temperature is 74 degrees. Excuse me, I believe it's a track temperature. The air temperature is 65. Yes, got those backwards. Clear and a slight breeze. Vic not doing too much craziness with the weather here tonight. It looks like treating these drivers to a good night. My name is Jeremy Briggs. Alongside me is Carlos Acosta.
Howdy.
Carlos, welcome to the broadcast. Got about 3.5 minutes here left in qualifying. This is a group qualifying as well. Great. It's a nice change of things. See all these cars on the track at one time.
Now, Jeremy, I do have a question for you. Have you been eating like well, or are you good? Because it kind of sounds like you're eating the microphone. That maybe you can pull back just a little bit. We do have some complimentary cheese and crackers in the back.
Yeah. You're not wrong.
Feel free to grab some. But today is a very important night here for the 2024 OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series, and that is because it is the final weekend, or final week race, the final 2 races here of the regular season, and then we're going to be heading off and starting the 2024 OSCA Weekend Woodsman Series chase-offs. Now here is what it is going into the night. I'll put up the team display here in just a little bit, but
do want to note that Miller that Brown and Watson by starting will lock themselves in.
Okay, so Noah Brown and James Watson are locked in. Period. So as you can see on the left graphic and the right graphic, you see a couple drivers. The top 3 drivers have a yellowish, brownish color, orangish color. Excuse me, sorry, I thought I was full screen, and I should be right here. So that means that they're locked in. So Noah Brown, James Watson, 4th and 5th on the left graphic, actually both graphics, are locked in just by starting tonight. Now, something can happen and they can be disconnected and never start, but once they start, they're locked in.
We should make
if nothing changes, this is how it is. The top 10 are set by points. Then we have one who's seeded 11th, who's going to be the most wins in the season, not in the top 10, and the least average incidents that's going to be seeded 12th, which currently is Zach Evans. But Zach Evans is 14th. It's actually I can't do the I can. I just didn't set it up correctly. Administrator goes on top. Come on, silly rookie mistake, Carlos. There you go. Zach Evans here is in 14th. All he has to do is leapfrog a couple drivers to get to the top 10, and then we'll have to worry about who has at least who's next on least incident points. And then for wins, Santiago Aguirre has I believe 2 victories. Vic, is that correct?
It's highest winner.
So highest winner.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, so it's not most. Okay, so it's highest winner. Okay, that makes sense.
You got
all right, well,
yeah,
all right, that makes sense. But realistically, yeah, it's gonna be hard for Kynan. Maybe he could do it, but Santiago and down, it's gonna be hard for them to point their way in tonight.
We should make picks.
Oh yeah.
So we are wrapping up here. As long as I haven't picked this driver yet, because I forgot to get my graphic up here. The number 52 of David Toker.
You got him.
I believe. I will pick him.
Who you got?
Where am I?
Question.
As we wait for Carlos.
Yeah, do I have Dewar?
Pick.
Yeah, you can pick Dewar.
And then we get Dewar.
Alright, that is a pick. So you're gonna go with that pick. I'm gonna go with me see where he's seated in qualifying. Maybe I won't go with him. I'm gonna go with Ty. I'm gonna go with 7.
All right, great picks. Ty McIntosh, I believe, is who you picked there. As he kind of cut off just a little bit. As you can see, the starting lineup is now underway. Ethan Burrell, Cooper Johnson, our front row, Ray Bracey, Noah Brown, 3rd and 4th, David Tucker, Daniel Gore, 5th and 6th, 7th and 8th, Dylan Thomas, Santiago Aguirre, 9th and 10th is Ty McIntosh and Darren Staff. We've got the number 10 of Gilberto there in 11th. We got Jake Scarborough starting in 12th. Dillis Myhand in 13th. We've got the 14 starting position of Michael Pergnasilio. In the 15th starting position, we've got Dustin Dewar. 16th, James Miller. Zach Evans is starting in 17th. 18th, Matt Hackathorn. 19th, we've got David Westergreen. 20th, we've got Dave Carpenter. James Watson is 21st. 22nd, Robert Hill Jr. making another start here tonight. Adam Peeler will be starting in 23rd. 24th is Kynan Jones, Caden Tufts, and Thomas Capiano there, the last 2 drivers to take time in 25th and 26th. Tim Conrad, Rashid Coles rounding out the field in 27th, 28th, not taking times. As you can see now, the field just beginning to get underway. We've got a lot of diversity through the field tonight. Ethan Burrell finding himself on the front row. Congratulations to him, as this is the regular season finale night. 2 more events, 45 laps is the distance with an invert of 26. Pretty much almost every driver, I believe, from the rear here, I believe there's 28 cars.
28
that's what
drivers,
I said.
yeah. 28
So
drivers.
yeah, pretty much everybody but 2 will be getting inverted here into the second half. Like I said, 45 laps, I believe 35 laps roughly on fuel. Both these drivers about 10 laps short to make it to the end. We'll see if it stays under green the whole way or not, as the pace truck lights are off. You can see the number 91 there on the outside of Cooper Johnson, and the inside, Ethan Burrell. You got Ray Bracey and Noah Brown, your second row. I'm excited to be here, Carlos. This is going to be a great season finale. Chicagoland always puts on a great race. The Huggers Oranges 135 night, half 1 is underway. Green flag is in the air. We are racing. Side by side, almost 3 wide for second. Burrell gets out to the early advantage with 91, trying as best as he can right now to clear the number 7 of Ray Bracey, trying to find himself into second position. Looks like the 91 is going to get that position. Now Bracey under fire from the number 65 of Noah Brown. That is a battle for the 4th, 5th, and 3rd position, as Ray Bracey tries to just barely. Noah Brown, wow, look at that, with a power move down there into 1 and 2, going to stick right to his right rear. That puts him to a really tricky situation off of 2 with close quarters. Chicagoland's backstretch is not straight, a slight curve. These drivers got to remember that when they're coming off the turn, that the driver out on the outside still has to continue to make a turn. Hopefully they don't have any contact, but right now it looks like the top 4 so far got them single file right now. Tucker and Gore, the 52 and 69 battling it there. Looks like we got a slow car right there. Not sure what number that is, but it is still rolling.
I don't know if it was a penalty or what the case was, but he went down
and
the
a black flag. Yep. Looks like the Caden Tufts machine serving a penalty here early on, as required by race control. We've got a battle here for the 3rd position between Ray Bracey and Cooper Johnson. Ray Bracey at number 7 machine just to the outside of the 91. Looks like the outside seems to be the preferred line through 1 and 2 right now, as Daniel Gore is going to grab that position as well in the 65. Following through in the 88 is the Santiago Aguirre machine. And his inside, looks like you've got the 13, I believe, of Thomas. It's a 52 right now. 13 of Dylan Thomas right there looking on. Darren Staff there in 9th and Jake Scarborough in 10th, rounding out your top 10. So far, clean and green here early on. Great racing. 45 laps of distance. We're going to have 40 laps to go next time by. Off to a great start. Look at the side-by-side action. You can see these cars bouncing as they go through these turns. This track has a lot of, look at that, loose for Daniel Gore on the exit of 4 on the inside of Ray Bracey. Wicked tight racing. These drivers definitely have their hands full. Oh, the Iguana machine. Oh, I'm sorry,
no.
excuse me. That's Ray Bracey in the wall. Did he get contact from Daniel Gore? We'll have to see if we can get a replay of that. Heavy contact from number 7. He's going to be slow on the backstretch. That's going to do it, looks like, for Ray Bracey with his cat there on the numbers. Right on the left side there of the Bojo machine. Looks like Ray Bracey is going to have to, yep, looks like he is not going to make it back to pit road. Unfortunate ending here early for the number 7. He will have to tow back to the pits. There we go. Here we got a great replay, 3-wide television replay.
Oh man!
We just caught it just a smidgen late. I'm not sure if the 69 came up. Wow, look at those other drivers doing a great job of hitting that slow car of Ray Bracey, who looks like may have gotten contact from the number 69 of Daniel Gore. Here we go. Now we got a great shot to the 69 on the inside. He's going to come up just a little bit. Ray Bracey right there as well. Oh man, it's so hard to tell. I don't know if the Ray Bracey machine, the air kind of just sucked off the right rear of the 69. It kind of brought him up to him, just kind of maybe a little bit of net code. I'm not sure. Great drive. Look at that. Wow. Is that Ty McIntosh potential? We got a yellow on the track now. Speaking of yellow flags.
I don't know if it was because
to the
oh no cam. I don't know if there was netcode that caused Danny G to get loose and then slide up into Ray Bracey, which shoved him into the wall, or if Danny G just got loose in general. But I believe the caution itself is separate contact, and it involves Michael Perniciglio. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. I actually see a couple drivers being shown off track. Oh, a lot of things happened, guys. Whoa, it wasn't just Michael Perniciglio, whose car is definitely crabbing, and we are not close to the beach at all. But I see Dylan Thomas. He's registered as crashed. Hackathorn, Watson, Carpenter, Conrad. They're all registered as being off track. 45 involved as well. Some front end and right side damage.
As it looks like the whole field came to pit road this time. There's a big incident there, 8 laps into the race. Now we're on lap 10. 69 machine almost involved in this one as well. It just looks like close racing. I'm not sure if the 13 just got a little aero deficiency with the 2 cars in front of them. You can see the 45 of Staff trying to sneak through there with a little bit of front end damage.
Yeah, that one may be hefty for Darren.
You can see there, 13.
That's a really
stopped
hard
up against
crash.
the wall. There we go. Here we're right on board.
Ooh, a check
Oh, the 88 checked up. Yep. So then he got out of gas, and the car behind him, unfortunately, got into him. Just one of those bing, bang, boom incidents. Wow, really risky pulling right across the track that quick. Ooh. Great onboard shot here with the 45.
Oh yeah, that's definitely a reaction to the car ahead bobbling, getting loose. You can see that Dylan Thomas scooted up just a little bit, and unfortunately there was just no room to scoot up into, and that resulted in that pretty big crash. A lot of the drivers that went off track were mostly just off track to avoid the incident. But yeah, you mentioned it, everyone went down pit road with the exception of 4 drivers, and that is Tim Conrad, Kyan Jones, Robert Hill, and Dustin Dewar.
Drivers with different strategies here early on. 11 laps in to the Hugger Oranges 135 here on 3-wide television.
I have a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I'm being told about 35 laps of fuel. There's 35 laps right now remaining in the race. These guys went down per road about a lap ago. I think they'll be good to go if we get. I think they'll be good to go now. But if you get a quick caution, I'd say in about 10 or so laps, they'll go down pit road. Do you think they'll go down pit road, or do you think they're gonna stay out because they only have 2 sets of tires, and these guys already used one?
Yeah, I wasn't paying attention to the pits. I'm not sure if they actually put tires on or if it just got fuel. Because like I said, it put these drivers in that window.
Okay, I see one driver here, Thomas Capuano, 6.8 second pit stop. I would assume that's just fuel only. Everyone else I'm
Or
seeing...
potentially right sides as well, but yes.
I don't think they can get a under 9 second right side tire pit stop.
Okay, okay.
There are some 9 second pit stops. That's actually the first 2 drivers that did go down pit road, Noah Brown and Daniel Gore, that left pit road. A little bit further back, I see some 4 seconds and some 5 second pit stops. But for most of these guys, it's 14 seconds or higher. So I would assume that a lot of them did in fact take tires. So it's
We'll have to see.
This is
See.
Yeah, this was gonna be a one-stop race if it went green or even had a caution at the halfway through it. 2 sets of tires, I feel like it's good. But for it to work out for these top 4, they're gonna need to hold on as best as they can, and they're gonna need to have an early caution. I would say a really early caution, maybe within the next 10 or so laps, for this to really work out.
That pace truck makes the hard left-hand turn. First restart now underway. Tim Conrad, that number 35 machine, gravedigger-looking machine from up here, if I am correct on that, takes the advantage.
Tabasco Fiasco in the colors of.
Okay.
In the colors of the Tim Conrad machine. I don't know if you remember or are familiar with the Tabasco Fiasco.
I believe we talked about it, yes, at one point in the broadcast, but sometimes my memory gets away from me as we look at this great battling right there. Wow. The 32 machine right across the nose, Dustin Dewar. Close racing here. As you can see, it looks like the 65 making some moves. Dewar gets into the wall. The 65 is going to power through. That's going to make Dewar really slow on the outside. These drivers are going to make evasive moves. Cooper Johnson really close as you're right on board. Right there with Kynan Jones in the 73 machine. Right now on the bottom, the 44 of Ethan Barella, our pulse there, trying to get around Kynan Jones. These drivers right here took tires. Man, they are making it look easy because 73 is getting gobbled up real quick.
Yeah, the 32 Dustin.
Round
goes to 14.
Contact. Kynan Jones saves it. This might be, I think, a one-car incident. We'll have to take a look. That is a potential caution that these drivers might have needed.
No, I think it's too early. I think they needed to run at least 3 more laps. Because tires are very important, as you can see. But first let's see what happened here with the caution.
A lot to digest here. Let's get a look at this replay. To the 14 in the lead. Ooh, did he get tagged by the 65
Sure
trying to make a power move on the outside?
Oh, big contact. Oh my God, even more contact.
Oh,
Robert
man.
Hill Jr. had gone around after receiving a tap in the back from, I'm assuming that was Noah Brown? It's just the difference in tires. Oh, it's not even in the gas zone. It's just that Robert Hill Jr. had to slow down so much to make the corner with those I would say 10 lap old tires, and that resulted in him slowing down more than expected. Jake Scarborough also had I think significant damage.
Just a lot of drivers
hook came
heading
off
to
fully.
pit road. Yeah, this is a lot of drivers with some big damage. Potentially race ending for quite a few of these drivers, as the 65 has been given the EOL for that caution.
Ooh,
Oh,
9 hit. Oh man, what was
9.
Darren to do there? He was slowing down a Western Green, not expecting there to be a car in the middle of the track. Tried to sacrifice himself, like went to the outside wall. Unfortunately, Darren was in the path of trajectory.
Bracy, Percasilio, Michael Percasilio there on pit road as well. There's so many drivers: David Westergreen, Dylan Thomas, Rashid Coles, Darren Staff, Jake Scarborough. Quite a few drivers on pit road. Some drivers out of the race. What an incident here! Right after pit road. Excuse me. Right after pit stops, after a great start to the race, 10 laps in. A couple cautions here back to back. The drivers will get it figured out as we get ready to come back to the green here momentarily.
Danny G now leading the race. We saw Danny G a couple times here when the race began, and he kind of was bobbling all over the place. So he's got a little bit of a loose race car, but you know what they say about loose race cars is loose is fast. So maybe Danny G might just have the pace to make this work. He was one of the drivers that went down pit road. However, he had a 9.62 second pit stop, and right behind him is Ethan Brown. You know, that man is fast, and he had a 14-second pit stop. So very clear he went down pit road for a full set of tires. As also interesting to know, Tim Conrad, who stayed out that first caution, is still staying out, as well as Kynan Jones. Kynan Jones got kind of smashed in the back area, so his rear end has been tapped sufficiently there. In the event of the caution, see it's caved in now compared to how it was earlier. So he's staying out too. So it's interesting to note that.
As the drivers were given the 1-to-go signal down the backstretch, they're now doubled up. Pace truck lights are off. Field getting ready to come to another restart here, as that pace truck is now off the track into the Geico restart zone. Green flag in the air. Daniel Gore with a great restart with those fresher tires and a few drivers around him. I was watching very patiently there as these drivers are diving into turn 1 there under that yellow flag. A lot of drivers, a couple of those drivers that did stay out were trying to save as much fuel as they can, but unfortunately I feel like the tire deficiency here might be a little worse than just topping off on fuel right then. We'll have to see how it plays out though. These tires equal out here, maybe later on into this run if we get a few green flag laps under our belt. As you're right on board here with Ethan Burrell, our pole sitter, he's all over the back of the Danny G, number 69. Look at this great shot, thanks to Carlos in the producing booth.
Yeah, I take great pride in the camera sets that I build for the in-car only. That's the only ones I've done. Shout out to SimTV for giving us like almost early access to their cameras many years ago, and now you can actually find a lot of their camera works on the forums, same ones that I've been using for free. So shout out to SimTV for that.
As we take a look there, the Aguirre machine, Tim Conrad, nose to tail for 6th and 7th. James Miller right there in front of them with David Tooker right in front of him. I can't tell which car we're riding on with here on board, but you can see there we go, Tim Conrad. There we go with the driver on board in real life. You can see the VR for Tim Conrad. Basco Fiasco machine. All over the back bumper of Aguirre as he made that pass, trying to make him nervous. We slip up and get back past him, but it looks like the 88 is going to do a good job of driving away. As the 91 machine is all over now the back bumper of Tim Conrad. Tim Conrad feeling a little bit of pressure. See if he can get a good exit here out of turn 2. relieve some of that pressure from out back from Cooper Johnson. Please look back up front here. Danny G machine. 3/4 of a second, 3/10 of a second, excuse me. Here at the halfway mark of half, number one. Remember, 26 cars invert. 28 cars took the green flag, so all but 2 cars will be at the front. Will be inverted, excuse me. As we ride on board here with James Miller and the 09 machine running in the 5th place right now. Top 5 cars, kind of in a league of their own. James Miller with VR as well. See him holding onto that wheel, trying to make it happen. Was that a thumbs up there, Carlos? I couldn't tell.
I had looked away, so I actually didn't see if he did or not. But I'm gonna assume he did. No, I think... No, I don't think that was a thumbs up. I think he's just pressing with a button box.
Okay, just wanted to make sure. I couldn't tell it happened so quickly, but as you can see, he is wheeling that machine right there on the edge. Oh, looks like the 91 machine. Contact with the wall out of turn 2. Can the number 52 of David Tucker take that position? Looks like he's going to make that happen. 91 with slight contact with the wall is going to lose 1 spot there. As we continue to look on board from James Miller, he is now all over the back bumper of the 91. Maybe we'll see if he can capitalize on that mistake. But right now, Danny G, Daniel Gore out front. 19 laps to go this time by.
Look how he's wheeling that bad Larry down through the corners.
Right on the edge. That's what's got these 5 drivers pretty much driving away from the field right now. You can tell they're doing everything they can to keep the cars underneath them. Doing that gas pedal and that steering wheel, you've got to give it all you can every single lap, especially with that 69 up front. He is one of the drivers you have to be pretty afraid of when he is out front. And he's going to win the race because I don't know the stats on Daniel Gore's season, but I know he's got a couple wins under his belt.
Well, looking on the inside, Ethan Burrell trying to get to that quarter panel. He does as he drives it in there deep going into turns 3 and 4 here at Chicagoland. Advantage is going to go to the 69 as Danny G going to try to pull off a good line, but it's kind of dead even, and a 44 will lead a lap there with 17 to go.
17 laps to go, half number 1. Look at this side by side for the lead. Daniel Gore, Ethan Burrell, the 52 of David Tucker trying to put his name in the battle for the lead here. As the 91 just behind these drivers getting pressure from the 09 of James Miller, but we've got a battle for position number 2. Wow, really cool, all over the back bumper of the 69 there for David Tucker. Great battling up front as Cooper Johnson trying to rebound from that slight mistake out of turn 4 just a couple laps ago. Danny G seems to be falling back just a little bit here now as he's getting pressure from that 52. As we come around this time by, it'll be 15 laps remaining. That's 1-5 here to go in half number 1.
Right now, 22 cars on the lead lap. Robert Hill Jr. being the last driver on the lead lap, holding his own. Rasheed Cole's first driver. That is 1 lap down. Garrett Staff has gone down Pier Road. He has a meatball flag, which he actually got cleared. He had a black flag, which he now has cleared. But it looks like his half 1 is done. Honestly, he had a really decent qualifying start, but also was making up spots early when that first incident took place in front of him. And then, unfortunately, was involved heavily in the second incident with Westergreen. So that essentially has ruined his night for half 1 and possibly his chase-offs chances.
Unfortunate early ending to that driver's night, but if we take a look back here up front at the race, David Tucker now in second place over Daniel Gore. We look as we had a quick look at that battle. There you go. James Miller, Cooper Johnson side by side there. Look at that wicked close off of turn number 2 for the 09 and the 91. Just behind them, you had Santiago Aguirre. We're trying to get his name into a top 5. Kind of a ways back right now, over 2 seconds off the lead. About a second and a quarter off of the lead, off of the back bumper of Cooper Johnson. A lot can happen though. We still got 12 laps to go. Another on board there with the number 88. Dale Jarrett lookalike machine.
The beautiful scheme. And I think he said he's going to run that scheme the rest of the season. That's my hand.
It's a great robot.
Big pondering coming back for a full season next season because it's been announced what vehicles they're going to be running. I don't think it's been publicly announced, so I'm not going to say it. But the drivers are aware of what is going to be run next season, and Dallas is much pleased. So he may want to come back for a full season. So look, keep an eye out for that. Hackathorn also running well right now. He is up 10 positions from when where he was when the race started. Same as James Watson and Caden Tufts. Biggest mover so far in this race, we had already seen him here with 10 laps remaining, is James Miller, and he still has a chance to get a couple more spots here before this race is done. Now, drivers to keep an eye out for. None, actually. I thought, well, I mean, there are drivers to keep an eye out for, but I thought that there were a couple of the drivers who had stayed out, but it looks like all of them have, every single driver has gone down Pear Road at least once, so drivers like Robert Hill Jr. had to go down Pear Road. Same with 35 of Conrad. 35 of Conrad, who had stayed out as well. So nobody here is possibly in danger of running out of fuel.
As we look at that battle for that lead right there, David took her right there within reach to get to that back bumper, the 44, and make a move for the lead to see if he can crack that bubble. With 8 laps to go this time by, giving it all he can as he drops down way below the apron, trying to get every fraction of a second closer to that 44, because any slip up by him, he can capitalize as James Miller now makes the pass for 3rd position over Daniel Gore. We said James Miller, one of our biggest movers tonight. And half number 1. Remember, at the end of this race, invert is 26 drivers with 28 drivers on the track. These drivers up here towards the front, even though they're going to have a great first half, we'll have to figure out half number 2. Only 45 laps as well. But right now, we got to clean this. We got to finish this one up. We have 6.5 laps to go. Ethan Burrell keeping it out front right now of that 52. David giving it all he can to get to the white line just to get in that bubble. It's so hard. The 44 now seeing that opportunity to, I guess, almost mirror the laps of David. So that way he can't get any closer. It seems to be keeping David back about 2/10 off the lead as James Miller back there in 3rd is 1 second back. James Miller, though, one of the fastest cars on the track. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if he can get there. We'll have to keep an eye on that number 09. We'll take a look at it this lap by. Just a smidgen slower. Ethan Burrell. 5 laps to go. Look at this 3-wide television multicam. Look at the number 75 of Ty McIntosh there in 8th spot. Having a great run with him. 92 of Dallas Mahan right in front of him.
Oh, took her in the wall.
Tucker giving it all he can with 4 laps to go. Unfortunately finds the wall there on the exit of 4. You can tell he's driving it right on the edge. Burrell still fastest.
Tucker drove it in there deep in 3 and 4. I was going to make note of how hard he pushed it in, and it seemed like it was going to stick right up until it didn't. And he just washed up. It barely scraped the wire. I don't think it's going to hurt the vehicle, but it definitely hurt his chances at victory. Now, 3 chances remaining for Tooker. 3 laps remaining for Tooker to rebound and try to dig himself back up in there and get right up to the back bumper of Burrell and try again. It's not impossible, but the way things are going, unless the caution comes out, I think this is Burrell's race to lose.
Burrell coming around this time is going to see the parallel sticks if you're familiar in the dirt world. But here we got 2 laps to go for these drivers. Ethan Burrell, David Tooker, and James Miller just creeping into the picture. Not sure if he's going to be able to get there, but he's currently running in the 3rd position. 8/10 off the lead. Daniel Gore 4th. Cooper Johnson running our top 5. Santiago Guare, Dallas Mahan, Ty McIntosh, Matt Hackathorn, Dustin Dewar. Our top 10 as we come around this time. The white flag will be waving in the sky for the number 44 machine of Ethan Burrell. One more time around. Just a couple more turns. Just got to be nice and smooth here. He'll be out front now by 0.3 of a second. Looks like David Tooker just could not get close enough to make it happen. Through turns 3 and 4. The number 44 of Ethan Burrell is going to come around and win half number 1. Tooker, Miller, Gore, Johnson rounding out your top 5. We are just 1 half away now from the regular season being completed. Go ahead, Carlos.
I want to go ahead and give out a very, very early Mama Ain't Race No Quitter award, because Ray Bracey crashed and no caution came out. He crashed hard before very, like, I would say before the first, like, 2nd or 3rd lap. His night was done. He went down Perry Road, got the car repaired as well as he could, but it was junk. He had multiple meatball flags, multiple issues, but he stuck through it. And then we had 2 drivers that had pretty much ended their race. They went down Perry Road. I don't know if they could have kept going, or if there was just too much damage where they couldn't do anything. And Ray Bracey went back out there, logged laps, and with 1 lap remaining was able to pass both of those vehicles and get himself in the 26th position. So he is going to be starting half number 2 in 1st place.
Wow.
Let's take a look at the results here
really
in
great.
half number 1. So why don't you go ahead and take that away, please?
Absolutely, Carlos. That, like you said, that's great no quit there by Race Bracey. Knew what the task was at hand. Ethan Burrell, like we said, was your winner. David Tooker there in 2nd position. 3rd, rounding out our podium, will be the 09 of James Miller. 4th spot will be the 69 of Danny G. Daniel Gore. Cooper Johnson finds himself right there at the end of the top 5. Santiago Guare finds himself in 6th position. Dallas Mahan finishing in 7th. Ty McIntosh finished 8th. Matt Hackathorn finished 9th. David Carpenter finished out top 10. Zach Evans was in 11th. Dustin Dewar was in 12th. Caden Tufts, 13th. Noah Brown, 14th. Gilberto was in the final top 15 position. James Watson was just outside top 15 and 16th. 17th went to Jake Scarborough. 18th went to Adam Peeler. 19th went to Thomas Capuano. First driver 1 lap down was Rashid Coles. Tim Conrad was in 21st. 22nd, Kynan Jones. 23rd, Robert Hill Jr. A lot of these drivers back here didn't finish, obviously, except for Ray Bracey. I believe a lot of these drivers just a lot of laps down. From incidents, you got Dylan Thomas, 24th, Darren Staff, 25th, 26th, Ray Bracey. All those drivers, remember, this was an invert of the top of the 26 drivers, so they will be starting in the first couple rows. Unfortunately, just missing out was David Westergreen and Michael Pergasiglio, as they were 27th and 28th, so they will be starting there for the second half. As Vic is now doing points real quick to see what drivers need what. The second half, like we said, Ray Bracey will be starting on the pole with Darren Staff in second. It's going to be really exciting to see if those drivers can take their misfortune and capitalize in the second half, Carlos.
Yeah, I remember being told ahead of time that they were adding a little bit of extra time to the warm-up. I believe 2 extra minutes so that they can go through the final race results for half one, tally up standings. Maybe if we're lucky, we can get some information ourselves. But you know, as soon as Vic is done, he'll go over with the drivers, and then he'll come up here and we can do the commentators' picks. Let me see. Where did your guy finish?
I believe David Tooker finished second.
Okay, so you're probably going last.
Yep.
I picked. Trying to remember who I picked Dewar, I believe. Dustin Dewar. And Dewar finished 12th, so honestly he did about where I expected him to do. Got me, you know, the points that I needed. Do you remember who Vic picked? Hear me?
I do not remember who he picked. Sorry, I forgot to press the unmute button. Small details when you want to speak during a broadcast is being unmuted. Apologize for that.
I'm sure I can find it here. Give me a second. I think Chicago half one. Ty McIntosh. And Ty, I think he got himself a decent finish. I'm seeing back here. Ty McIntosh finished in 8th. Alright, so by virtue, I am going to be starting first. And in the event that Vic gets here a little too late, which I think is not going to be the case, he'll get here on time.
Oh, look at that. Right on cue.
Is he in here on cue? Alright, Vic,
Yes, sir.
Is there anything you want to go over before we go do the commentators' picks, or do you want to do that first?
Cooper and Caden are locked in. Darren is locked out. So is Ty McIntosh.
All right. So
There you go. There's your information. I'm assuming that's what you're asking for.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Just in case, I don't know if you wanted to, which order you wanted to go through that. So actually, let's go ahead and verify that. So let me pull this up here. So Noah Brown locked in. James Watson locked in. You said Cooper Johnson's locked in?
Cooper Johnson and Caden Tufts are both locked in now.
They're locked in. So these the top 7 are locked in. They're all locked in. Darren Staff, I think for the first time since no, because I think he even made it in his first season. I think it's the first time Darren Staff will not be making the chase-offs. So he's locked out. Is that Ty McIntosh is out too?
Yeah, Ty's out by points. They both, by the way, both those two probably could make it on a win though. We'll see.
But Santiago would need to have a horrible finish.
Yeah.
Hackathorn locked out?
Yeah, Hackathorn's locked out.
So I guess
He locked out by
everyone down here is locked out, I would say.
Yep, so it is 7 drivers fighting for 3 spots for points.
All right.
Anyway, let's make some picks. Carlos, who you got in half one? Or half two?
Who I have in half one? I'm going to go with the man.
Half two.
Half two. I'm going to go with the man, the myth, the legend, Robert Hill Jr.
Man, that is a good pick. I was gonna pick him. Thanks.
You're welcome.
You made that difficult for me. Thank you.
I mean, we all did fairly well. It was I think second through 12th. That's where the range of where we were.
Yep. I'm gonna go for the man that's silent, the robot. I'm gonna go for Dallas My Hand. I have to.
It's a good pick. Real good pick.
Jeremy, who you got?
All right, I guess my final regular season commentator's pick is going to go to Darren Staff.
That's a pick. Pick if I've ever seen one.
I can't believe the regular season's already over, Vic. It is flying through
It's a good thing.
as we get ready to get half number 2 underway. Once again, this is 25 laps. We have drivers flipped, inverted from the first
Nighttime
half.
now.
So whoever those drivers that finished in 26 will be starting towards the front. And guess who that is? That is Ray Bracey, finding himself on the lead with Darren Staff on his outside, Dylan Thomas and Robert Hill Jr., your second row. Fifth starting position, you got Kynan Jones. In the sixth starting position, you got Tim Conrad. In the seventh starting position, you've got Rashid Coles. In the eighth starting position, you got Thomas Capuano. In the ninth starting position, you've got Adam Peeler, and rounding out our top 10 and 10th is Jake Scarborough. In the 11th starting position, you've got James Watson, and in his outside, you got the number 10 of Gilberto in 12th. Starting in 13th, you've got Noah Brown, and in 14th, you've got Caden Tufts. Rounding out our top 15 is Dustin Dewar, and 16th starting spot, you've got Zach Evans. 17th starting position, you've got David Carpenter, and in the 18th starting position, you've got Matt Hackathorn. 19th, you've got Ty McIntosh, and in 20th, you've got Dallas Myhand. 21st, got Santiago Aguirre, and in 22nd, you've got Cooper Johnson. 23rd, you've got Daniel Gore, and 24th, you've got James Miller. 25th, David Tucker, and 26th, Ethan Burrell. David Westergreen and Michael Pergasilio will round out your final row. Remember, 26th, 25th was first and second in that first half. We'll have to keep an eye on those drivers and see if they can find their way back to the front and sweep the night. As we get ready to go to green, the drivers will roll off the grid here shortly. That was a quick first half, Carlos. Do you think it's going to translate over here to the second one with the cooler track conditions?
I think it will. I think it was a little strange for it to be a little bit of a crash fest in the beginning. But the drivers settled in fairly quickly after that, and we had some good, clean, very Chicagoland-like racing right afterwards, which I expect to carry on over into this half number 2.
Half number 2, 45 laps. The distance, 35 laps roughly on fuel. One stop has to be done. They got a couple sets of tires. We'll see how drivers use those tires tonight, because there really wasn't too much strategy in the beginning first half. A couple of these drivers, they did try some strategy, but tires were king there at the end. Ethan Burrell was our pole sitter and took the win. We'll see how he makes his march to the front. Pace truck will peel off here momentarily. The number 7, Ray Bracey, and the 45 of Darren Staff will lead us to the green. Pace truck now makes that left-hand turn for the start of half number 2. Green flag is in the air. Ray Bracey with a decent start, with Darren Staff getting help though from Robert Hill Jr. They're trying to make the charge on the outside as they charge into turn number 1. Oh, a couple cars making contact in the back. One car down on the apron. Let's see if they can hold on to it. No, we've got a yellow flag out.
Oh, Cooper Johnson
91
Unfortunate.
involved, 27 involved, 92 involved, 71 involved, and the 9 potentially involved in this as well. Potentially the 28. Lot of drivers with damage here on lap number 1.
Let's go out there and see just what happened here.
I just caught at the edge of the screen a couple cars on the apron. We'll have to see if that's where it was happening. Look, you got one car getting really loose right there. Just all these cars that were checking up and nobody was really aware of the situation. Did not check up behind them. Unfortunately, kind of led to some calamity there. No fast repairs. A lot of these drivers might be out for the night. We'll take a look and see if there's any meatball flags. We got one meatball flag there for Dallas Myhand. See if he can get that repaired and come back out. But it's going to put him in a couple laps down, if not out of the race. 27 machine was given the EOL potentially for being involved in that incident.
Trying to see if we can pull up a replay of maybe what happened a little bit earlier, so kind of bear with me. Who slid up a little into that 10 machine and then made contact with, I believe that's Perniciglio, and the 65, actually that is.
Dallas Myhand and Ray Bracy just disconnected. Our leader, Ray Bracy, just disconnected.
Wait, what? That is not good if you pick Ray Bracy.
He was given an EOL. I'm not sure what happened there. Then disconnected.
Could have been that he was having horrible internet. Got an EOL because of his internet stability, and then unfortunately, did it say he disconnected or he got throughput?
Got the EOL and then disconnected.
Manually.
Yep.
Huh, that's interesting. Maybe we'll see if we can get word in from race control or something. I thought he just got throughputed, but no, that's different. That's gonna give the lead on over to, I believe, Darren Staff, who is your pick.
Did we say Darren Staff had to win to get in, or was he completely eliminated?
Okay. Based on points, Darren Staff is mathematically eliminated. However, he has a chance of winning his way in. If we can do this real quick. He has a chance of winning his way in. However, Santiago Aguirre, who is currently the first driver with a win, is 13th, and Darren Staff is 15th or worse. I'm not sure where he is. So he needs to outpoint Santiago Aguirre significantly here in half number 2 for him to actually be the first driver outside the top 10 with a win.
Green flag back in the air. 5 laps into this 45 lap event of half number 2 to finish up the the regular season of the 2024B OSCA Weekends Woodsmen Series. Here on 3 Wide Television tonight, we got the Hugger Oranges, 135, 45 laps each half at the 1.53 mile Chicagoland Speedway. We got some great battling right here for the lead. Still continue to be side by side. Dylan Thomas, Darren Staff, right there in the 73. Got Kynan Jones as well. Wheel in that machine. These drivers have got their hands full. You got Robert Hill Jr. as well in the 4th position, trying to maybe give himself a spoiler win tonight. trying to get it all he can right there on the top side. We're going to be almost 3 wide for a lead coming out of turn 4. Robert Hill Jr. right there on the back bumper of Dylan Thomas. They get it all situated there in turns 1 and 2. Lap number 7 underway. Bottom starting to lose a little bit of pace here. Looks like the top is a little bit more dominant.
That's
Dylan
Thomas
Thomas.
Capuano. That's right behind Dylan Thomas, by the way.
There's Thomas Capuano. Finds himself now in second place. Darren Staff now back to third. Excuse me, Scarborough finding himself in third. Staff now back to fourth. Conrad and Jones battling it out for 5th and 6th right here. With Hill now back to 7th. James Watson in 8th. Oh, Staff with a little bit of contact potentially to his back bumper there from Conrad. Holds on to it. We got one car almost in the side there of Robert Hill. I couldn't see who it was, but a great save for both drivers to keep us green.
Maybe Miller or Watson. I couldn't quite tell. So I think Scarborough may have slightly tapped the wall in turn corner, but not really an issue here, as a couple of drivers have made that mistake. Or it could have just been maybe on our end that it looked like he tapped the wall. But top 3 checking out as Darren Staff is trying to battle against Kynan Jones again, as both of these drivers are 3 wide again for position. This time they're 3 wide for 4th position. 4 wide. Miller drives it in there on the inside. 4 wide to the corner.
We got a wreck.
Heavy net code. And we got dead cars all over the place. Oh my God. Somersaulting, flipping head over heels. It was I believe that was Miller. My goodness. Somebody call an ambulance. No, not Miller. Excuse me. I believe that was Watson. That was literally bouncing, just head to tail, somersaulting all along the way there on the front stretch, as that was one of the hardest hits and one of the worst cases of net code I've seen in my life. Let's take a look at that replay, shall we?
Our 3 wide television replay here. 4 wide into turns 1 and 2. Unfortunately, did not work out. 73 and 45 making contact. 39 of Watson there doing absolute somersaults, bouncing around down to the bottom. Somehow Robert Hill drove away, but he had heavy damage as well. 73 trying to turn it around, but actually did make it happen. But a lot of these drivers are going to be coming down pit road now.
Yeah, I would say everyone's going down pit road except for Darren Staff. He's staying out. Now, I'm going to pull up a replay here. If you are squeamish, because I'm going to set this to the gyro cam, if you are squeamish, please look away. Because we are going to go on board with James Watson. And guys, get ready. It's going to be absolute cinema.
I expect this to be one wicked replay. Look at these drivers battling it out. Look at the great colors on the road cage there. Look at this. Here we go.
Whoa, how did you do that?
That is so cool. What a great angle from the gyro cam. Unfortunate ending there for James Watson. Pretty neat they had that roll cage different colors there.
I didn't even know you could paint the roll cage different colors.
Probably just did different colors in like a row, potentially.
I'll have to ask him because I am curious about that. But yeah, as Brent Jones has said in the YouTube chat, somebody get the tarps. That was a weird crash. We'll slow it down here because netcode played the biggest factor. That should not have been a wreck. Right there, 73 comes up into the 45, which is normal. That's the racing lane. They're going 4 wide. And then the 39 and the 73 make significant contact, brings both of those cars up, grinding up against the catch fin itself, as the 39 just starts somersaulting and getting so much air that he's getting his pilot's license.
FAA might be investigating this crash.
They had to shut down the closest airport because they had identified a blip in the radar they couldn't detect that was almost immediately gone. 39 had caught enough air to be registered as an airplane. And Goodyear's going to be looking into those tires to see if it's filled with helium, because that was a couple extra bounces that we didn't expect. Robert Hill Jr. saying absolutely wild from my point of view. By the way, let me know if they're going green flag. So let's take a look on board Robert Hill Jr. In the general camp. Here, we're going to speed it back up. 4 wide. You wouldn't have expected that. But I think it's wide enough, and wow, just hard crash for Robert Hill Jr. But it's been inside of kind of for a while, and then you see once he pulls out, you see a 39 there, just rolling to a complete stop before 39 towed it away. And speaking of Kynan, let's go on board with Kynan.
Another big wreck out of that machine, 73 of Kynan Jones' night coming to an end early. So many different angles to watch there. Great job on that paint job on those road bars there for James Watson. That was pretty cool. As the field was given the 1 to go signal, pace truck lights are off here on the back stretch. Dylan Thomas, Darren Staff, your front row. Dylan Thomas, our leader now. Jake Scarborough, Noah Brown, your second row. James Miller, Tim Conrad, your third row. Fourth row, Ethan Burrell and Caden Tufts. Ethan Burrell was our first half pole sitter and winner. Flag zone. Darren Staff with a great start. Dylan Thomas not ready to go that time.
Yeah, remember Darren Staff was the only driver to stay out. He has about 11 lap older tires than the rest of the field. So it's about the same thing as in half one, with the same amount of cautions as well too. So it'll be interesting to know how Staff's car is going to perform here.
As Noah Brown now gets himself to the back bumper of the number 45. We got a wreck in the back coming to the front stretch. They're going to hold on to it. No, they are not. Calamity on the front stretch. Looks like the 6 is involved. Excuse me, the 9. Take a look at the replay. Lots of cars lifting here.
Was it the 6 or the 9? The 9 didn't do anything there.
Not sure what happened.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not even being told what the caution was for. But you can see it there, 21 involved. Thomas Capilano. The caution must have happened. I mean,
somebody just slide off the track there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, but I'm not getting anything registered.
Right, I didn't register. I didn't get anything registered for anybody slow on the track. I guess what I had saw was somebody in chat. As we look at everybody.
Oh, there we go, 52. But
okay, so he was just sideways.
Job saving it.
Yep. Just sideways enough for iRacing to call that a caution. When in doubt, throw it out.
Ooh, great footwork there by the 52 of David Tucker. Just fantastic
awesome
feat. And this caution was beneficial for Darren Staff, as he was moments away from being passed for the race lead, and they get to hold on to it for a couple more laps. Aaron staff, essentially in a must-win situation, will also need, I believe it's Aguirre. Let me double check. Will also need Santiago Aguirre to have a bad half number 2. I don't know how bad of a night he needs Santiago to have, but I have a feeling that Santiago running in the top 10, which he is right now, is not going to cut it. So Darren Staff in a huge disadvantage to make the chase-offs. Doing his part to try to hold on, but he's going to have to pit, I believe, at some point tonight. I don't think you can stretch your field 10 laps, even if it is a caution fest. And if it doesn't, and for some reason he can go the rest of the way without having to pit, those older tires are going to cause him to drop back once he gets past.
Right now, Clean Air is king for that 45 machine, trying to do everything he can to try to win his way in to the chase-offs. The drivers not given the one-to-go signal yet. We're just trying to get things situated on the drivers, and there it is right there. Now giving them one-to-go signal. 45 and 65. Your front row. Can Darren Staff hold on just a few more laps in the front, potentially win this race to win his way into the playoffs? Like we said, though, we need that 88 machine to have a terrible night and being in the top 10 is great for Santiago, not so great for Darren. The 77 machine, Dick Scarborough in the second row. So we had a quickie caution. Let's get ready to come back to green here. Staff, Brown, your front row. Ethan Burrell. Can he sweep it? Starting in 5th position. Into the Geico restart zone. Green flag is back in the air. Side by side for 2nd and 3rd and 4th. As Staff now getting gobbled up by the 77 of Jake Scarborough. On some better tires, he's going to make that pass real powerful. Going to break the number 44 along with him of Ethan Burrell. And the 65 of Noah Brown finds himself here just right there at the top 5. Dylan Thomas hanging on right on the outside of the top 5. Looking at Darren Staff now gets to take a breather. Had all those cars on his inside, like we said, on older tires, trying to stretch this out. Dylan Thomas now gets to his inside. Battle for 5th place is on, but the 45 strong. Oh, a couple cars into the wall. I believe Ethan Burrell is one of them in the 44. Burrell going to lose not 1, but 2 positions right here. Miller and Brown pass. Burrell with falling back a couple spots, but Darren Staff now getting pressure from Tim Conrad and Dylan Thomas. Oh, Tim Conrad almost makes contact with that number 44's bumper. Could have been catastrophic for a lot of drivers that are. Little wall tap for one of these drivers. All hands on deck right now, holding onto these cars. These drivers know they got to get every position they can on these restarts, because once you get strung out, it can get extremely difficult to make these passes happen. First 4 cars in a league of their own. 5th place, Dylan Thomas there trying to tag onto the back. We are officially at the halfway mark of the second half of the season finale here on 3 Wide Television. Once again, my name is Jeremy Briggs, along with me is Carlos Acosta as one of our producers as well. We are giving you all the coverage here of the Hugger Oranges 135. Look at this great battling throughout the field up front right now. Scarborough, Braun, Miller, Burrell, and Thomas. We look further on back towards the back. You got Gilberto there in number 10, in 10, Ty McIntosh in the 75 there in 9th. David Tucker now finds himself in the 52 machine in 10th. You can see the 73 machine slow on the back stretch. Kind of Jones, who's got a lot of damage to his machine. Oh, another car in the wall. It's Ethan Burrell. Once again in the wall, just in front of Dylan Thomas.
I think that was Thomas that hit the wall, not
okay.
Not Ethan.
Okay, sorry. Dylan Thomas making wall contact there. Sorry about that, Ethan Burrell. Right there in 4th. We got a battle here for 3rd though. Brown, excuse me. They battle for 2nd. Brown and Miller. James Miller just peeking his nose to the left side, inside quarter panel. Trying to give it all he can to get there. 04 right here. On the top screen, that's Matt Hackathorn right now in 13th spot. Danny G right there in front of him. Darren Staff still continues to fall back, now back to 11th. Fortunately, it does not look like the staying out strategy is working out there for Darren Staff as he continues, unfortunately, to fall towards the back. On that bottom screen, the bottom battle for 2nd spot between Brown and Miller continues on. There's Jake Scarborough not pulling away just yet. Oh, contact with the wall for 2nd and 3rd place cars there. Coming off of 4th. Look, we got a 3 wide battle here for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Excuse me, for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Conrad, Tucker, and Ty McIntosh battle here. 3 wide down the backstretch, now 2 wide. Great battles throughout the field. So hard covered all that. Multicam does a great job of giving us all the opportunity we can to cover all these great battles by these drivers from OSCA. As we make a return from an off week of racing. These drivers seem to be doing a great job, refreshed and recharged. We're going to be coming around already, Carlos, to 15 laps to go in 2nd half. It is just flying by. Jake Scarborough, our leader, not getting too far away though from Noah Brown, as Noah Brown is getting ready to put all the pressure on there to Jake Scarborough. Is here almost to the back bumper through turns 1 and 2. 15 laps to go here. Scarborough, Brown, who is it gonna be? We're gonna get another yellow flag here late. Maybe some drivers grab some tires. Let's see how it plays out though. 73 machine back to pit road. Just trying to salvage what he can. All this chaos going on with damage and stuff from these wrecks. Just 3 cautions here in the 2nd half for only 10 laps. Drivers doing a great job right now, putting a great green flag run together. Knock on wood. This is usually how you end it, is when you bring it up. Hopefully every driver in the field is not watching the broadcast.
Yeah, the drivers are doing a great job of settling in now. Right, we've had a couple of issues, a couple of incidents, a couple of drivers having to go to being airlifted to a different hospital for some hard crashes, and it looks like probably it's looking to be a nice, clean green flag racing here to finish out the night. Oh, it's the 52 hits the outside wall hard. That's gonna significantly upset the vehicle. Might lose a spot or two, as Daniel Gore is now trying to upset that he was right on the back bumper of the 52, so he had to check up about the same, and instead of going around the 52, now has lost time as well. There goes Robert Hill Jr. being lapped after being involved in that incident.
Robert Hill Jr.'s night not going so well after getting that great starting spot towards the front here in the second half. First half didn't go so well. Unfortunately, second half as well. As we look at the 09 of James Miller now at the top of the track, trying to find some speed and some grip. Maybe the clean air is what he's going to need. We're going to have 10.5 laps to go here of the regular season. Jake Scarborough getting all sorts of pressure from the 65 of Noah Brown with James Miller in the 09 right there in third. Top three kind of breaking away. 10 laps to go this time by. Can Jake Scarborough hold off Noah Brown and James Miller? Ethan Burrell, our first half winner right there in fourth place. 1.5 seconds back from the lead. Just under, excuse me. 10 laps to go. Not sure if he can get it caught back up, but a lot can happen in 10 laps. 1.53 mile trek. 9 laps to go this time in the regular season. Ty McIntosh right there in the top 5. David Tooker, Daniel Gore, Dylan Thomas, Gilberto in the number 10. Tim Conrad in 10th spot. Darren Staff had to come down pit road as all. We got contacted for second place. Miller into the Brown machine. That is what? Oh, we're wrecking for second.
Or hard contact. It just happened to me when I looked away. So I didn't get to see exactly
I'm not
just
sure
what
if
happened.
James Miller came up in the Brown or not there, but obviously the 09 gets hooked. And that'll do it for this race for Miller. One thing Jake Scarborough did not want to see right now was this caution because
obviously not intentional.
Correct. This just looks like some good hard racing. Unfortunately, the 09 was coming up. The 65 was not coming up as much. That looks like it's going to do it there for the James Miller night. All right, let's see what the pit strategies are this time. Let's see if anybody wants to mess around. Unfortunately, Darren Staff just pitted.
I mean, even if the caution did come out a little bit earlier, Darren Staff's chances of victory was pretty much almost out the window with how much he had dropped. I think the only way he could have salvaged something is if he had stayed on the lead lap with the pit stop, but with how this track is, it looks like that was not possible. But he will be getting his lap back, and I would assume he will also go down pit road, as the Ty McIntosh beats everyone else off pit road by a pretty wide margin. I thought that maybe it was because he missed his stall, but from what I'm seeing, it looks like he probably didn't. I'm seeing a time that was set 9.87 seconds in his pit side, so he did a great job of gaining spots there. Cooper Johnson came out second, also 9.5 second pit stop. Same thing with Dave Westergreen. First driver with, I would confirm, 4 fresh tires is Jake Scarborough.
And that's one of the drivers that did not want to see that yellow flag come out was Jake Scarborough, who was in the lead just before it came out. A lot of drivers trying different things here. Try to get themselves into victory lane. You see Scarborough running in that 4th position. Can he regain that lead? As we are now at the 5 laps to go mark. I believe we'll be going to green with either 4 or 3 laps to go in this race. A lot can happen. It's a very big track. See if any of these drivers towards the back can maybe get up towards the top and try to grip it and rip it and find themselves in victory lane for the season finale. Which I honestly cannot believe it's already here. Time is flying by. It's November, just like that. The drivers were not given the 1 to go signal this time by. Signal will go around 1 more time. Giving some drivers time to fix their stuff on pit road as needed. As we take a look at our top 10, Ty McIntosh, Cooper Johnson, David Westergreen, Jake Scarborough, Tim Conrad, Daniel Gore, Noah Brown, David Tooker, Dylan Thomas, and Thomas Capuano, your top 10. Drivers officially given the 1 to go signal. This is almost a natural green-white checker, just 1 more lap added to it. I expect a lot of chaos, a lot of drivers making a lot of bold moves, especially any drivers that are desperate for a win this late in the season. See how it plays out for some of those drivers as a lot can transpire. As we have not used any green-white checkers, as this will be a green-white checkered finish. Can Ty McIntosh have the restart he needs to right here to pull out and just lead a couple laps? Is Cooper Johnson hungry enough for a win? Find himself in victory lane in that number 91 3-wide television machine. Jake Scarborough, can he rebound as the leader? Pretty much smooth sailing to victory. This yellow flag comes out, moves him back a couple positions. That pace truck is off. They're in the restart zone and green flag is back out. Three laps to go. These drivers charging into turn number 1. McIntosh, Westergreen, 1 and 2. Cooper Johnson down 1 spot, back to 3rd, trying to find his way back around the Westergreen machine. The Scarborough dives down to the bottom, trying to get around that 91. Now he's going to get around 91. He's trying to get around. Oh, we got a couple cars getting loose. No yellow yet. 2 laps to go here. Scarborough gets really loose, a couple spots. Ty McIntosh still leads the way as we got drivers all over the place trying to hold on. Cooper Johnson gets really loose. He's going to get up into the wall. Still clean and green though. 2 laps to go. Yellow now out. 29-8 of Michael Pergasiglio. Doing some more pirouetting, and that's going to bring the yellow flag out here. Going to use that green-white checkers now. We will have to see how this all happened. Trying to do some breakdancing here. Unfortunately, it looked pretty repetitive. I was not a fan.
Ooh,
oh,
wow.
Not sure if he knew there was 2 cars to his outside, but it came up like there was only 1.
That's the type of dancing that would make Ray Gun proud.
Exactly.
Look away if you're squeamish. We're on board the gyro cam here.
Once again, another great shot. I cannot wait. It just happens so quick. Gives you a good perspective of what it's like to get flipped around inside these cars.
Get the tarps out again, says Brent Jones. As yeah, significant damage to these guys.
And for those of you at home that are not familiar, getting the tarps out is not good. Major injury and or death. And as these drivers are out here with these really crazy pirouetting wrecks, most I've ever seen in one race. As you can see, that 28 was just sliding up.
Oh my god, that's horrible net code.
There's a lot of net code, but I'm still not sure with how much that 28 was coming up the track if there still wasn't going to be contact regardless.
Not much you can do at all in this situation. Hang on and hopefully you're not sick or feeling nauseous.
Speaking of sick and nauseous, Carlos, I know you're not feeling that well tonight. Appreciate you coming by and toughening out here for this great racing. You're doing some awesome producing, as always, here on 3-Wide Television, as we are going to use one of two green-white checkered attempts. We'll see if drivers decide they want to use both of them or one of them. Green-white checkered means we will go green flag racing. Once the drivers come back around and grab the white flag, I believe the next flag will end it. Whether it's a checkered or a caution flag, we'll come around and grab that checkered under yellow or under green.
This is the first one or the second one?
This is the first one. So we have 2 attempts at this. So potential for a couple more laps of racing. Hopefully these drivers did not cut it close to fuel. And hopefully if they did, they are saving as much as they can, because if we pace any longer or get one more green-white checkered, you still got to come across that start-finish line to get that position. The drivers are giving the 1-to-go signal down the back stretch. McIntosh, Westergreen, your front row. Gore, Scarborough, your second row. Pace truck making another left-hand turn into the Geico restart zone. The green flag is back in the air. And what a great start for Ty McIntosh. Car is barreling into turn 1. We are 4 wide almost one more time. Wow, really tight 3-wide battle there for 5th on back. Right now, Ty McIntosh is out front, but Scarborough on those 4 fresh tires trying to make the charge back to the front. He's going to dive to the bottom. Scarborough was leading before a caution came out. He went and got 4 fresh tires. Dives to the inside. Westergreen's going to spin out. He's going to have another yellow flag.
The full moon out here at Chicagoland? Because I have a feeling it is.
Our first half winner, Ethan Burrell, has disconnected from, sir? Said have a night, take it to the garage. Number 77, though, makes the bold move to take the lead. You can see David Westergreen right there fighting that loose condition. He had his hands full trying to give it all he could to stay up towards the front and salvage a good finish for tonight. See the 69 of Daniel Gore right there on his back bumper with the fresher tires.
I had the wrong replay queued up. Got
there you
loose.
go. Right there.
Actually in the corner.
Yep.
And spun out right in front of the 52. Couldn't do anything, so both Chucker and Westergreen. Mostly Westergreen had gone around. Tucker, I think, just had a forced Joker lap there.
Probably the best way to put it is a Joker lap. As these drivers, man, it's such tight racing here and desperate moves, and you know a lot of people aren't left, and you're not gonna left. You know you're out here trying to get every spot you can. You're trying to get a good points night. If you're on that cutoff line, you're giving it all you got right here. And unfortunately, some of these drivers doesn't make it happen.
We need to look at that pass for the lead. Because, my God, was that a drive? Was that a send by Jake Scarborough there into the corner? And it stuck. My goodness. Look at that. He just drives it in there deep all the way there in 3 and 4. Carries so much speed, so much momentum, and is able to back it up there. And when he pulls out, he actually kind of... The airflow disrupts the 75 car, gets tied loose, and then around behind him, the 9 and the 52 go around like it's the end of the 2007 Daytona 500.
Still under pacing. This will be our second and final attempt at a green-white checker. Scarborough and McIntosh will lead us one more time as we have been given the 1 to go signal here. Scarborough, McIntosh, Gore, Johnson, Aguirre, Tufts, Gormier, Capuano, Thomas, Brown.
You want to say the number 10's name one more time?
What did I say?
Gomier.
What is it? Gomer?
Gomera.
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 Excuse me. Javier Gomera. I've been avoiding it all night just for that reason.
I mean, you nailed it the first couple times. Been doing a really good job.
As we get ready to come around to our final restart of the regular season, because this is the final attempt at a green-white checkered. Green flag is in the air. Jake Scarborough fires away. Great start for that number 77. Cooper Johnson trying to get to second place. Oh, just squeezes it in there for Ty McIntosh, the 77, trying to salvage a second place. Ty McIntosh getting right to the back bumper of Jake Scarborough. He's going to get to the inside, down the backstretch. Coming to the white flag this time by Jake Scarborough, sends it down into turn 3, but the 77 is probably going to have the preferred lane out of turn 4. He's going to have a slight amount of momentum. The 75 down below the apron, trying to shortcut the track as much as he can. White flag is in the air for the number 77 machine, trying to fight off the 75 of Ty McIntosh. The 77 of Scarborough gets loose through turns 1. That's going to give McIntosh the lead. Scarborough had to check up big as he almost got while they're wrecking almost in the back. We are side by side for the lead. Johnson drives it down through there as hard as he can.
Oh.
He's going to take the lead. Oh my goodness, we got one out of fuel.
They're out of fuel. Cooper Johnson gets the victory for RKM in the regular season finale. The Sith Lord ran out of the Force.
I was afraid of that. I said it during the broadcast. If we had a couple green-white checkers, it might have some of these drivers that were cutting it close on fuel out of fuel, and it did. Oh my goodness. Cooper, Johnson, Caden Toff, Santiago Aguirre, your top 3. Cooper, Johnson. 3-wide television RKM machine. Burning it down, celebrating a victory here tonight. Round out the regular season.
Cooper Johnson started off the season incredibly cold, but not because of his driving skill. He just had some horrible luck, and then once he finally found 1 week where he was able to get 2 solid finishes in the same racetrack, he has been fire lately. He has not won a race until tonight in this season, but he's been competitive. He's been running fast laps, finishing in the top 10, finishing in the top 5, and now finds himself in victory lane after the top 2 guys in front of him, I believe, ran out of fuel. I wanted to go back and take a look and see what happened. I think it's obvious Ty McIntosh ran out of fuel, but is that also what happened to the 77?
I believe it is. As I believe it was. I think Ty McIntosh blipped it coming out of the turn 2 there. I'm not sure if he was going to get into the wall. But a lot happened there on the white flag lap. Glad it finished under clean and green conditions, though. Congratulations once again to Cooper Johnson, finding himself finally a checkered flag here tonight.
Yeah. 77 ran out of fuel there. And Ty McIntosh here looks like he was going to have it. Right there, the engine's bobbling. He stays up high and lets everybody go by. And in the background, oh my God, another one! I think that's Dylan Thomas, who does come across our finish line, also para riding and doing flips. Yeah, they have like 6, 7 cars breakdancing in this. We had a breakdancing competition in this race.
I guess we should name this the Breakdancing 135. Because these drivers brought out the best moves they could. It really showcased them.
And let's go on board here with, where was the pass for the lead? Cooper Johnson. His pass for the lead, it goes to 77. Cooper Johnson did a great job of saving his stuff. Goes into the
drives
corner.
To the bottom. I thought he was in full send, but nope, the 75 was shut off. No fuel, no good. Smooth sailing there for the 91 there from turn 4 on to get that win. Caden Tufts with a great finish there in second. Cooper Johnson started 22nd and he finished first. Take a look at our final results here shortly.
Oh, I'm having issues here trying to get it back to running. There we go.
All good. As we take a look at our results, Cooper Johnson, of course, like we said, he is our winner in the number 91 3Y television machine. Caden Tufts in the 00 was second. Santiago Aguirre in third. Fourth was Gilberto Javier Gomera in fourth. Fifth was Thomas Capuano.
You nailed the name,
Sixth.
but
I know, it's got to be one or the other here, folks. 6th goes to Noah Brown. 7th, Matt Hackathorn. 8th goes to Darren Staff. 9th, Dave Carpenter. 10th, David Tooker, having a good night for him. 2 top 10s. 11th to David Westergreen after all that. 12th goes to Adam Peeler. 13th, Ty McIntosh after running out of fuel, coming to the checkered flag. Zach Evans. 14th, Jake Scarborough once again was the leader, coming to the white flag. Not finished there. Obviously 15th without a fuel. Daniel Gore 16th. Dustin Dewar last car on the lead lap. Dylan Thomas 1 lap down. Robert Hill Jr. 19th, 7 laps down. Rashid Coles 20th, 21st. Tom Conrad. Michael Pergnasiglio there in 22nd. James Miller 23rd. Ethan Burrell, our first half winner, 24th. 25th to Kynan Jones. James Watson 26th. Ray Bracey 27th. And Dallas Mahan rounding out our field.
let's see if we can pull up our half one winner. Do you know if he's in the interview waiting?
I do not see Ethan Burrell in the interview waiting room, so I believe our second place finisher would be David Tooker. Oh, also, don't see an interview
that's
waiting.
Fine. Let's bring in third place finisher Santiago Aguirre here for half number 2 of Readers Racing. He in here? Santiago is sure is. Why don't you go ahead and take it away there, bud?
All right, our third place finisher from our second half welcome back, Santiago.
Hey
Man,
guys.
doing a lot of interviews with you, man. This is you got some good momentum here. I believe you should be good to go getting yourself into the chase-offs, as they call it. Well, I believe we'll have to confirm that here at some point. But man, a lot of momentum going your way. I believe this is the right time of the season, man. Congratulations on a good finish in both halves. What are you looking forward to the rest of this the season?
Thank you guys. I'm just, I don't know. I'm kind of in shock after what happened that second race. It was crazy. But I feel like I'm really looking forward to, having an opportunity to, fight with the top guys in this league. It's a lot of fun running this every week. Yeah, but just to have a opportunity to hopefully fight for a championship um, if that's what the case is tonight. Yeah, I'm just, really looking forward to it.
Well, like I said, you're peaking at the right time, Santiago. We appreciate your time as always. Congratulations on a great night to round off your season finale. Who do you have to thank once again that got you here?
I want to, thank the team. They're great. They've been helping us trying to figure out what we need to get in, and they've been supportive. We've been doing practice sessions a lot, really often to prepare for these kind of things. I think all 4 of us are in, if that's right. I don't know, but if that's the case, it's gonna be a lot of fun fighting alongside the guys. Also want to thank the sponsors. They've been helping us tremendously. Bojo for making this beautiful paint scheme. I'm loving it to death. It's probably one of the best I've ever had. And you guys for putting on this broadcast. Honestly, it's great what you guys do, and I really enjoy going back and watching it every night. And one last one, a beautiful girlfriend, Genesis. She's been supporting me, doing all this league racing stuff. It's been a lot of fun. If you're watching this, Chula, I love you. Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Nothing beats that kind of support. Congratulations on a great finish here tonight. Hopefully, we'll be speaking to you in the playoffs here soon.
Thank you, boys.
See if we
That
can bring
will do
in
it
second
for
place.
Santiago.
Yeah, let's see if we can bring in second place Caden Tubbs. Like this one.
We will bring that 00 of Caden Tufts in here to the broadcast booth after starting in the 14th position, pretty much where you finished in the first half. You definitely battled yourself to finish great here, man. Congratulations on a second place finish. Caden, walk us through your night.
Well, I had no practice, so that was fun. I wasn't too sure how we were going to be. I didn't feel too quick at the first half there, so I mean, I just took what I could get, and then I found out I was locked into the playoffs after the first half, so I was just kind of being like, well, we're trophy hunting at this point, so let's see what we can do, and I guess we just got on the lucky end of the stick and came up with second place.
Well, a great way to end the regular season in second place. How do you feel your momentum's going to be here coming into these chase-offs?
This is definitely a good boost up, I guess you can say. I mean, I've been struggling with finishes, I guess you can somewhat. I've been somewhat consistent, somewhat not. So hopefully this is a good push into the playoffs and see what we can get. If we can get a championship for Weekend Woodsman, that would be great. If not, I mean, we still made it.
Well, congratulations on finishing off the regular season strong, Caden. Who do you have to thank for getting you here?
Like I said, Tim, Weekend Woodsman. I've been racing with him for as long as I've been in OSCA, so thanks to him for keeping me under his wing. And all my sponsors, Timberley Beverage Room, Bradwan Mortgages, LBT Pallets, Scottsboro Transfer, Caden Tufts Designs, Vic for race controlling us, you guys for putting the live stream on so people can watch, and everyone else for racing clean and, well, somewhat clean. It seemed like we had a pretty big wreck there, so Yeah, everyone in the league. I mean, it's a great group of guys. Love racing with them every week. So I can't wait to be back next week.
And we hope to have you back up in here in the broadcast booth for another interview. Hopefully, the first round of the chase-offs will be good to you. Thank you again, Caden, for your tops, and congratulations on a great run, and see you in the chase-offs.
Thank you.
That was Caden Tufts, our second half finisher in second. I believe they'll leave Cooper Johnson. Cooper Johnson, our second half winner, man. Talk about the coming. I mean, after that white flag came through, man, just kind of like the seas parted your way, man. Walk us through your night.
I got no words. I don't even know what happened there at the end. I guess they ran out of fuel. I don't know why they didn't take as much fuel as I did. I mean, I took 10 gallons and I was still able to come out there pretty fast, even after taking 2 tires. I don't understand why they didn't take any more fuel than they did, but it was crazy. I went into 1 and 2 on the last lap with those 2 ahead of me, and I was totally content with just finishing third. And I'd be like, all right, this is my first chance to get an interview all season. I've waited till the last race of the regular season to finally get up into the interview, and I was totally fine with third. And then they just both ran out of fuel, and it was one of the weirdest finishes I've ever had on iRacing for sure. But it was a lot of fun tonight. It's a lot about saving tires, not a lot of off throttle time, and you just kind of have to be smart with some of the moves you make and save your tires as much as you can. But a 5th place and a 1st place to finish the regular season, heading us into the playoffs, is a lot of momentum that we really much needed, and a lot more confidence than I had before tonight. So I'm feeling pretty dang good.
Well, Cooper, you did a great job pretty much answering my next question I was going to have for you. Going into the playoffs, like you said, you're going to have some great momentum. Congratulations on getting a win in the regular season that you worked so hard to get to. Finally got that check mark off. Who do you have to thank for getting you here tonight?
Oh, of course, the guy who's broadcasting this race right now, Carlos, for even giving me this opportunity. I'm sorry it took me so long to get up here into the interview with you, Carlos, but I wanted to come back. I took last season off with some life stuff and school and some other things, and I wanted to come back, and it was kind of short notice, and I put my feelers out there if anybody wanted me, and Carlos was the first one to call, and so I thank him for allowing me to race for him this season. It's been a lot of fun. I love Darren. He's a great guy. A couple Minnesota guys, I've gotten to know him pretty good, and he's a great person. Some of the other guys, part of RK Motorsports, that have came in and out through the 29 or the 92 car, it's been a lot of fun racing with those guys, so shout out to all those guys for being great teammates. Keep watching 3 Wide TV, not just OSCA, but anything else 3 Wide TV broadcasts. Obviously, these guys are great, as always. Carlos is amazing, as always. Jeremy, you're doing a great job on the broadcast as well. You guys rock it every week. Thanks to Vic for continuously putting on the league. It's been a lot of fun this season. I'm glad I'm back. Trucks next season will be interesting. But I've been having a lot of fun back here. I hope to be back next season. And that's pretty much it.
Well, I know Carlos wasn't feeling the greatest tonight. Hopefully, a win for his team is a pretty good medicine. Congratulations, Cooper Johnson, on your win. Hopefully, we'll see you up here in the broadcast booth during the chase-offs.
Yep, thank you very much.
Well, Carlos, you find yourself as a team owner in Victory Lane. Congratulations on that in the broadcast booth. We like to see that happen for you, especially because I know you weren't feeling well, so hopefully that was some good medicine. Boy, are we going to have a great chase-offs. We got a lot of drivers just starting to find momentum at the right time. A lot of names will probably have their name in the hat when we get there, as we will be back here next week on 3 Wide Television for that broadcast. We'll have the first round of the chase-offs underway. Carlos, what track are we going to for the first race of chase-offs?
What track are we going to? Well, let me tell you about the first track that we're going to see here in round number 1 of the chase-offs. And we are going to go to Legacy Phoenix. And we're starting it off here at Legacy Phoenix. And then we're going to go to the Las Vegas Bull Ring. After that, we have a December race at Daytona. Then from there, we're going to go to the Legacy Charlotte Road. Legacy Charlotte. Yeah, Legacy Charlotte Road. And then we're gonna round it up with a beautiful finish here, ending the season strong at Auto Club Speedway. That one is gonna be a really good race to watch.
Well, excited to come back next week and see that pre-reconfiguration of Phoenix to take the chase-offs to the start. We see great broadcasts and great racing here.
We have
Go ahead.
word from Vic. I don't know if Vic is here. No, he's not. But we have word from Vic. He has posted the official drivers making the chase-offs. All right. I don't. He said seating may change once chase points gets added. So I'm just gonna read it on the order that he has it here. It could change. So seating is not official. But Daniel Gore, James Miller, Brian Galvin, we already knew about those guys. Cooper Johnson, Noah Brown, Caden Tufts, James Watson. Did I say Cooper Watson? Cooper Johnson. James Watson, Thomas Capilano, Jake Scarborough, Dylan Thomas are your top 10 in points. Santiago Aguirre has made the chase-offs in for being the first driver with a win, and Zach Evans has made the chase-offs for being the driver outside the top 10 with the least amount of incident points.
Zach Evans sneaking his way into the chase-offs. Congratulations to all the drivers that find themselves in the 2024 B season chase-offs. Excited to get that underway next week. Carlos, do you have any final thoughts here for tonight?
I've not been feeling the best tonight, as I posted very funny subplots of the night there in the Discord. It's been a night, but finishing it out with seeing one of my drivers get a victory, and for the first time since like the team's inception, it has not been the number 29. So that's actually no, that's not true. Last season Dallas won a race in a 15. So for the first time this season, not number 29 RKM car has won. For the first time this season, we won a race and half number 2. So that was a fantastic way to finish off the night, and hopefully I can find somebody who has taken pics because I need to update the banner.
Well, congratulations again to Carlos and the driver, Cooper Johnson, for finding victory lane. We'll be back next week, same time at Legacy Phoenix. Like we said, take out the chase-offs. This was a 3-wide racing television presentation of OSCA Racing League regular season racing, the weekend's Woodsmen series. My name is Jeremy Briggs. Alongside me is Carlos Acosta on behalf of Vic and all of the teams and drivers at OSCA Racing League. We will see you at the next one. Everybody, have a great night.